Well, I started skating summer of 2004 when I was back in grade 6. My first skateboard, it was a green skateboard with a massive Canadian maple on here, and it said Canada across the maple leaf. And I used to take my brother down to the second floor of my house where there was a playground, and I used to make him watch me while I try to ollie continuously for several hours in my basketball shoes alone, except my brother. And of course, that's how I learned to ollie, the most basic trick in skateboarding. And that summer, after I learned how to ollie, I went to Korea, right? And I got myself a real element deck as my first real skateboard. It was a Bill Pepper. It was a real small deck with destructor trucks and element wheels, fiberlight. Yeah. And well, I took that board back to Macau. I started skating. I kept on skating, and I met Felipe, and it was the first day of school in TIS of grade 6, and I was like, "Hey man, you skate?" And he was like, "Yeah, I skate." And I was like, "What can you do?" And he says to me, he comes and he says to me, "You know, I can kickflip, heel flip, and you know, all that shit." Yeah, and I thought at the time he was really good, you know. Wow, this guy can kickflip, heel flip. And yeah, I went skating with him that day, and it turns out he wasn't, but he brought a few friends, which later in my life, right now, turned out to be one of my best friends. There was Gino, Felipe's brother, Ale, and Mike on the first day, I think. When I first saw Ale, he was really big, and he sort of intimidated me. But after a while, you know, after I knew him, I found out that he's a really soft dude, and he's a really cool guy. You know, he's really talented in many ways. He can play great music, he can skate, you know, he can edit. He helped us make, and he can also film. So he helped us make our NTG7 video, no strings attached. Joel was the best one out of us when we first started skating. He was the first one to learn kickflip and such, and he started getting really good. And then by the time, I think it was grade 8, he got a girlfriend. He started to slow down on skateboarding, and he was, I think, the first member of NTG to actually quit.
Let's go! Yeah! For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
During the time of NTG7, I think is the best time of my life. You know, it was just, we had so much fun, and we were like the best friends. And I'm really gonna miss it.